Hey, brah. Welcome to another episode of Dave Trippin', brah. Now, if there's one thing we don't stand for here on Dave Trippin', it's microaggressions against minorities and making them feel marginalized. Lisa, I see you talking in the back. Shut the fuck up. All right, I got a great email today from Jordan. Jordan asks about getting raises. Brah, this is very important. If you live in Tokyo and you're on 230,000 yen a month, brah, you're not going to make it, brah. You need to move up in the world, brah. And PC Dave Trippin' is here to help. So, essentially, my advice to you, if you're working with one of the larger companies, which you are, you said, like myself, that you're working with Interact, and if you want to get a pay raise out of these guys, it's like, you know, going to Scrooge for, you know, a small morsel of food or something. Yeah. And you'll just never get it. And the one that I got when I tried to get my pay raise was negligible. You know, I've mentioned that in previous videos. So when the title of this video is how can you get a pay raise while working in Japan, while teaching English specifically, the advice is really, really simple. It's to move out of one of these large major companies, because the whole thing about a major large company is that you're utterly replaceable. You are among the livestock. They can hire internationally, so they can hire anyone. If they're hiring internationally, even at the lower pay rate that you'll get in one of these larger companies, it's probably still better than what the person is getting in their home country. So the competition, like you've mentioned yourself when you wrote the email to me, is that you're also in the Tokyo position, so a highly desirable position. So there's going to be tons of people who would go in and replace you and not ask for the pay raise. So what do? You get out. You go on Gaijin Pots, you get, Ohio Sensei newsletter. That's like another thing that you can get in your email that shows you job listings. You go to JapaneseEnglishTeacher.com. I can put some of these things down in the link below. If the camera's shaky, it's because I've been to the gym, brah. So no complaining or whining. It's just that I've been getting jacked. Are you? So yeah, like I say, you got to get out of it, because when you move to these other companies, these smaller companies, you're not so replaceable because there's probably a much smaller staff. You're going to work with, you know, the couple of places that I've been to recently and getting interviews with, they have a staff of something like, like 10 or 11 teachers. It's pretty exclusive, the amount of teachers that you have there. Sure, competition is rich, robust, and there are many trying to get into the things, but especially when you live in a place like Tokyo, there's dozens of them. Every single day you will see new jobs posted on Gaijin Pots specifically, if not, you know, in a million other places that you can find them, and you'll get a job. I mean, especially if I've kind of set a high ceiling for myself. God damn it, I'm shaking so much. Okay, I've set a high ceiling. You know, I'm kind of setting the bar at, I'm like, I don't want to work for less than 300,000 a month. And that's pretty high. You know, and I want to go higher than that. But if you're worried about, like you said, in your second year, you're going to have, this is another thing people don't really get a sense of when they first move here and they think they'll be able to save, is that the first year is so simple because you have no health insurance costs, you're not paying your city taxes, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll stay for a second year, and then bam, you get hit by all these huge costs in your second year. So you, Jordan, are wise to realize it's all going to change in your second year. That amount of money that you're making is going to, disappear quite quickly, given the living situation that you're in Tokyo. Given anywhere in Japan. I live in the countryside, and I've been just like smacked in the face with the costs in the last 2 years, paying the city tax and everything. It's very similar, the amount of money in the end that the government actually takes away from you here, to Canada, and Canada gets the shit taxed out of you there. So yeah, it's fine one of these other companies, apply all around, and if you lower that bar in your wages a little bit more, say set yourself a bar for like 270,000, then man, you are gonna find something in a hurry. Like me, it kind of limits it, but I still have options looking at jobs that are like 300,000. You go down to 270 and you're going to find them all over the place. all over the place. Something that you can do, little piece of advice, I did this in a recent video talking about, you know, teaching in Japan as a career, is you can get a TEFL certification, and you can do that all online. So if you want to give yourself a little bump in qualifications, you can. That's one thing that you can do. But honestly, you don't even have to do that, especially, like I say, if you go from down to like 270,000, you don't have to do this. I'm just gonna do this like lap. I got people coming at me now. Can I even? Yeah, I'm still on the camera. So yeah, just apply to different jobs, my friend, and that's how you're going to solve this whole conundrum. And you've got a little bit of experience now. You got a year under your belt. You may even, because you already live in Tokyo, be able to keep living in the same neighborhood. You could even look up jobs that are posted in the neighborhood that you're in. But that's how you get by. It doesn't need to be bigger than that. I've offered, you know, some advice about the actual income bracket that you could look at to raise your chances even further. And you just can't stay with one of these big companies. That's when I made the video about teaching in Japan is not a career, which I've now amended that idea. One of my big complaints was, like you've cited in your email as well, that if you are going to progress up within one of these huge companies, it takes like 5 years. It's not merit-based, it's roll of the dice, where it's kind of like, oh shit, we have an opening here, this guy's desperate to do it, but we'll shape it to you. We'll say it to you like, oh, we were watching you the whole time, and you've performed exceptionally well, and because of your excellent service, we'll now move you up. No, utter bullshit. They only move people up when they have a hole and they're like, oh, we gotta fix the leak, so we'll put a person in there, and it's all right place, right time. Or you might, in my case, get a raise where it was like they're just so desperate, where the location I have is so undesirable. They're like, I give him a pittance so he'll shut up, and then we don't have to worry about another teacher coming along or trying to get somebody into there, when most people would say, you're gonna put me where? So that's all for now, brah. No microaggressions against minorities. Just remember that here on Dave Trippin, we don't stand for it, brah. And if you like videos like this, brah, subscribe. Do it, brah. Do it for bro love. And yeah, subscribe, share. Talk about what I've talked about here. Criticize me, generally. Make fun of my family, stuff like that. Get some hate. Let's get some post-Christmas hate. Something you hated about this video. Anyways, thanks for checking out the video, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Now that it's all approaching the new year, maybe I'll do something special for New Year at some point. I know I'm going to do a video with Dean as soon as I get out to visit him again to talk about the cost of living in Tokyo. Because that's relevant. A lot of people, not only do they want to live here, they want to live in Tokyo. So, that's that. That's all I got to say today. And yeah, there's my wee nuggets of wisdom. Enjoy them. Yum, 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 yum. That's not stopping the camera.